Alright, this is my bike. It's a 1980 Honda CB650. Currently I'm going through the top end of the motor, replacing all the gaskets and stuff. Base gasket, head gasket, valve cover gasket, and those gaskets over there. Anyway, right now what I'm doing is replacing the valve stem seals, and because they're old, they're leaking. Here's one, you can tell. Anyway, I want to show you how that I do it, and this is what I use. Off Amazon, I ordered a valve keeper remover and installer kit, number 36050. I believe it's put out by Lyle. Picked up for $55. It comes with two sizes, depending on what size your valve stems are. A larger size, like this one here, and I'm using the smaller size because my valve springs are very small and the retainers are small. So that's what it looks like. That sits on top of your retainer. You can either mash it or hit it with a hammer, either or. Retainer and the keepers fall in here. To put them back together, you slide this into the tool and this, line it up, you hit it, and the keepers and everything lines up. Okay, next I'm going to do cylinder number 2, which is this exhaust spring, intake spring. I've done all the other ones. Now, you can either do this two ways. You can either use a rope, like I have here. You bring your piston all the way down to the bottom, shove rope in the cylinder as much as you can. Then I rotate the crank over here on the ignition cover. I rotate it up, bring the piston back to TDC, which is top dead center. Compresses the spring, it compresses the valves, that way they won't fall. Otherwise, if you don't do this, your valves will fall in your cylinder, and then you'll have to take the head off, which is a whole lot more work than is needed. A lot of people use a C-type clamp. I really don't necessarily like those. I mean, you can use these right here. They may cost a little bit more, but they're a heck of a lot easier, and they'll save you a heck of a lot more time. So now what I'm going to have to do is, to get to this number 2 cylinder here, I'm going to have to remove my coil. There's 2 bolts here, so I can line my tool up. Because see, it's kind of offset, and I can't get my hammer because of this here. You want to make sure it's flush. You do not want it lopsided like this, or it will not work right. Okay, so first thing I want to do is remove this coil, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Alright, so now that the coil is out of the way and everything laying right here, I can now tap this with a hammer and compress the spring, and it'll the magnetic part of the end will keep the retainer and the keepers from falling down in there. So this is what's next. Alright, keepers and retainers are in there, and the spring's loose. So now all I gotta do is remove these, and my valve stem up there, so it's good and tight. Don't forget your rope in your cylinder, and then compress it back up, because if not, this here will go down past the valve guide, and then you'll have to take the head completely off to get it, and yeah, that's a pain in the butt. Okay, now anyway, can remove the valve seal and go to the next one. Alright, if you can tell, this one here is the old valve stem seal. This is the new one. I don't know if it can focus or not, but anyway, This is the one that's walled out. That's the old one. That's the new one. So anyway, take this one out. That over here. Before you put these on there, I highly recommend putting in some oil. And that way they won't crack or anything or split when you put them over the valve stem. Mash them over it. Now this, you have to mash pretty hard to go over the valve guide. It also helps if you twist, and if you just heard it now, it popped in place. So now I'm ready to install my springs. I don't know if it goes for every model, but if you notice that the top of these springs, the coils are spaced a little bit further apart. These are tighter. That's the way you want them to go. Alright. And just 1 second, and I'll put the keepers in there and show you how I tap them back on in place. Alright, so now the next step is to take this keeper if I can get them out, and these two retainers right here, line them back up on top of the springs, and this tool, this end of the tool slides in with this, like that. This sets on the valve stem. It compresses like this. The keepers sit in the inside circle of this, and when you smack it, it's in place. They fall on the valve stem, and they lock, and then you're done. So this is what it looked like. Take your springs, make sure they're lined up and they're good. Bottom side, valve stem seals in there good. It goes down, just like that. Goes down. Take a keeper, so the bottom side, top side. Put it on top, just like that. Take one of my keepers. Put it in there. The other, you can see both keepers are lined up in there. Take this tool, this end will fall inside, and press it down. Then all you do is hit with a hammer. And now it is on there, so I'm done with that one. Now all I have to do is go on this side and finish that one. So that's basically how you do it. Anyway, thanks for watching my videos. Subscribe, and if you have any questions, just post them and I'll try to help you out.